Yep. We come forward again. Yeah. Second video of the day. Putting in the work, Yes. So, I want to talk on a little burning issue. I see affecting the region of the Caribbean and my little island in particular. These days, I'm very mindful what I speak about on social media, because I have some ambitions I would like to fulfill. And I'm aware that, what you see on social media can be very detrimental. It can help you as well, So right now, I'm very careful because I don't want certain things come back and backfire and affect my businesses, my future endeavors, and the life of my children and my family. So I'm very mindful when I make videos, and this is why I tend not to get involved in say anything much about politics in the Caribbean, especially in my little island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, because people tend to take things very personal, and sometimes even as when you decide to take up a cause for your own kind, them are the ones who can't see that you're actually fighting for them, and them are the ones who ridicule you the most, So we have to be mindful what kind of causes we take up, and this is why I don't really directly get political involved. I might send little subliminal messages, and who get it, who not get it, not get it. Because sometimes it don't make no sense fight with people, because a lot of people from down in the region, especially my island, them not have no backbone. They talk, but them not have no action to back it up. And it don't make no sense, because sometimes they not look good, and sometimes they ridicule themselves and they make themselves look really silly. And then not nice. But right now, I want to talk about something that even I thought about it, and at one point I wanted to do something about it, because if this is true, it doesn't look good, right? So I've been hearing these rumors for a while now, for more than a year now, at least a couple of years now, that the ULP administration in St. Vincent and the Grenadines would bring Buju Banton to St. Vincent, right? Well, it's not the first time they would have brought on a reggae artist to the shows of the island. Before, when they were trying to get into office, they brought Beres Hammond, and then not so long ago they brought Busy Signal. Now no surprise there, them two fellas, right? But when they talk about Buju Banton, you're talking about an artist that gives some powerful music, an artist that always appear to be looking out against politicians and always holding them to a high standard. You know what I mean? Seeing them to do the right things. And he's one of my favorite artists. And there's a man that a lot of we in the region look to for inspiration. You know what I mean? Positive music. So it wouldn't look good to see a man like Buju mount a political platform. You understand? When they come, Buju's a man that give me enough inspiration, When I was at university, when I'm trying to do great things, I listen to songs like this. No place that Rasta can't. Yes, Buju, in no place Rasta can't go, right? But I personally will be, boy, I go feel away if Buju Banton go mount a political platform right now. You understand? And I don't know if this is true, but people need to check what I'm saying, right? Now the reason why I don't want to get political, right? But truth is the truth. I don't tell people to vote. But look here, since St. Vincent, almost 20 years now, the ULP Unity Labour Party, led by Ralph Consaf, been in power in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, right? And St. Vincent and the Grenadines has the worst performing economy in the OECS. They have the highest unemployment rate. They import more than they export, right? They have poor health care. The hospital is in a mess. There's a cat hanging around in it. I remember my sister gave birth in that hospital and she sent me some photos and it looks horrible. I see a lot of stuff on social media. People try to make excuses and say, oh, people are not paying the hospital bill. People stealing this stuff. Come on, man. You know what I mean? They have poor infrastructure. I was back in 2016. You see the state of the road. Probably the highest taxes imposed on the citizens in the region. There's a rising crime rate. Corruption all across the board. Citizens get a property. The land's being confiscated by the state arbitrarily. And there's not one person this happened to. You know what I mean? Is this a part that SVG should continue on? I mean, it's just facts, me attack. Right? It's like crime keeps rising. I mean, as a youth growing up in a Vincy, you know. Me never know so much crime I go on. Look here. Back in 2016, my father died. Went back there. Spent a few months. When I left my brother in one section of the house. Within a few weeks, people went and broke into my father's house. Not nothing for thief. Yeah, it's a big house and everything, but where you gonna get from there? Old clothes, alcohol from the bar, some TV, big back TV look like them breed. You know what I mean? So we need to check ourselves, Jed. People get angry when people talk. But, so now there's this, let me get back on the topic now. So, there's this video circulating with this guy. Apparently there's some talk about some yacht. And this is wrong because the first person I could remember talking all this thing about Buju Banton was this radio announcer or whoever he is. But I don't listen to that radio station anymore. So I don't know if they're still going with it. Them are the first people me hear talk about it and saying, oh, Buju don't sell out already, him go do it. But me personally, knowing the character of Buju from his lyrics and all the interviews I watch and what I know about him, I personally will be very much surprised. And I really hope this is not true. That Buju Banton will go to St. Vincent and be used as a political tool by the ULP administration. I really hope he won't jog himself down to that level. Because he won't look good as a Rasta. Remember, Bob Marley tried to bring Siaga and Manley. Was it Siaga and Manley? No, not Manley. Can't remember the other one. Two prime ministers in Jamaica together years ago. And someone went and tried to kill him. And he was being political. But I doubt that Buju will do that. And I hope he really do let me know and do that. So anyway, there's this yacht in Vincy. Whatever Paul and Trevor it is, called Excellence. And people start jump up and say how Buju Banton and Usain Bolt and they at a quarantine, right? And there's this opposition politician who went on at a political meeting and said she heard the boy bringing in Buju. And I'm like, yo, why are you people saying these things? This thing's dangerous. And then right after they do this, the ULP now take it and start to say, oh, look how these NDP fools making up stories about Buju and Bolt upon yacht. Buju is in Jamaica doing this and that. Because the thing is that a lot of people jump up around with this story. And if you're going to check social media, we see Buju was in Jamaica the same day when they're saying that he's on this yacht, making videos, going against the Jamaican government, saying that they're locking down people's businesses and not giving them any money. And they're trying to let people you wear face mask. And he's saying that he's not going to wear any mask. And them kind of thing. And then his daughter is a politician come out and say, oh, wear a mask. So, when I look at the background of the photo, he didn't appear to be on a yacht. I seen trees behind him, cable lines over him, dirt. It looked like he was back in Jamaica to me. Put up 3 videos. And then the same day, I think the following day, he was supposed to be doing a live stream performance on Amazon Prime. From Jamaica, from his studio in Jamaica, from Gargamel Studios. So people need to check what I say. So now, there's this guy in St. Vincent, I went and did a video. The yacht, questioning the people them who work on the yacht, who came in to go to the supermarket or whatever. And then he's saying, Buju, Banton and Bolt, don't come here, blah, blah, blah. This is not the time, welcome here right now. Now, I could understand that. Because if the government is going to bring these guys in and pay them money to what? To help them win an election, that doesn't look good. And come on, everybody know all the problems we have in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Don't kid yourself, man. Don't try to butter it up and make it seem like something that it's not. I'm hearing the cries, man. A lot of people, majority of people not happy. Just the other night, the opposition party had a march and somebody threw stones, missiles, whatever, bricks, blocks. Then there was gunshots. I saw the video. And then, so how a big reggae artist like Buju Banton, who's supposed to be like a spiritual person, conscious person, go to a political function? I really hope this is not true, man. Guys, it will not be a good look for Buju. And Buju, trust me, you will lose fans. Because as much as I love Buju Banton music and what he stands for, if Buju go to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and do a show on a political platform, I personally will stop listening to his music. I wouldn't buy music. I would not follow him on social media. I would never go to his concerts again. I've been to 2 Buju Banton concerts in my life. The first one was back in the 90s in St. Vincent and the Grenadines when I was a little boy. I gave my mom a story, tell her I'm going with my dad, blah, blah, blah. And I jumped the fence, Victoria Park, jump over the gate, me and some other brethren, and go in a Buju Banton show. The second time was in England, in Coventry, 2009 I think it was. I went to a Buju Banton concert. And they bust the tune. Jiver! Don't stop at all. Drop this Arizona wrong album all. Jiver! Don't even itch. Collect that little food here and come back quick. Jiver! Just remember the dance feeling. Running the fret. Hey! Big tune that, I got a Nextel phone and a cellular chip. Any problems you can reach me pan this. Apongs them I buy when a tons man a ship. You like, hey, FedEx and UPS I make several chip. Yeah, man. My favorite Buju Banton album is Voice of Jamaica. You have a tune. You sing it to my wife. Look at this. Yeah, the rose in my garden, pretty little flower. Ardent angel, fairy godmother. A friend to the end, and also a lover. One, hey. You're the heat in the winter, breeze in my summer. Bad tuning, and girl, you make my day. Da, na, 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 na. Big tune. You know what I mean? You have a next one goes. Never seen a girl who's so pretty and so fair with a sweet little red roses in her hair. Big, you know all them tune the Buju. And then Buju come with the tune the other day when he come out of prison. Country for sale. You know what I mean? Say the government of Jamaica sell off everything. Now some people in Vincy say the government will sell off enough things too. So when you sing all this political tune, you sing, only Rasta can liberate the people. Over hills and valleys too. Buju, how, if this is true, how Buju Banton going to a political event gonna liberate the people? And if I was in Vincy right now and Buju Banton was coming, just because it would have been a political event, I would not have gone. And anybody who care about Vincy shouldn't go to these things. But some just don't care. Some people just do chival and look at things along party lines. They just don't care because, look here, even if you might be benefiting, right, under this current regime, and you might be doing well. If a man around the corner from you, because there's a lot of talk about victimization in St. Vincent, a lot of people afraid to speak out. Because I remember when I went back home, and I remember I went into the, what do you call it? See, license place, get my license. And the people them the face so long, and I try to make joke with them, and then after I went upstairs, and one lady said to me, oh, we can't talk in here. We have to be careful what we say. And it was so sad that people are afraid to speak. You know what I mean? And then you ask yourself, so why is this? Like, people say they're being victimized. A lot of people can't get jobs because they don't support the party. And these things are not a lie. It's true. So even if you might be eating, and next man around the corner from you who not eat, he'll come try to eat some of your food. And guess what? You're not going to come and ask you nicely, you know. You're going to take it. You understand? You have all these crimes going on in Vincy. Me hear stories about people go to shows and come back and meet the car and 4 stone. Man come and thief off a wheel off a car. Them things never used to go on in a Vincy back in the day. So much murders. Crime and increase. And then now a brethren named Rapper Crapper from Jamaica end up on a popular man on social media do a video about it, saying, well, if this is true and it look good, and the people of St. Vincent need to protest, blah, 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 blah. Then this man who say my Rasta make a video and start say a whole heap of thing, man. Rapper should apologize, blah, blah. What's the foolishness? But it not look good. And maybe the guy who made the initial video in St. Vincent, maybe he did it in a kind of way that people didn't like, but I understand his frustration and I understand why he's doing it. Because if you know what's going on in Vincy, you must feel some kind of way with the government. If you hear rumors that the government trying to bring a reggae artist, and Usain Bolt was once the world fastest man to open some kind of track, whatever, some rubber track that they give them after they promised a stadium for so much years. So I don't get political because people seem to lose their marbles if you say anything against the party that they support or whatever, you know. But I can't tell people how to vote. But one of the reasons why I never bother move right now, I wouldn't take my family to live in St. Vincent because there's inadequate health care, crime rate high, it's too expensive back there. I feel like I'm getting ripped off for what I can have out here. I remember last time I've been home, I bought a car to the equivalent of £1,500. It was a sack of shit, you know. But it was cheaper than the rental that I was paying for the first 3 weeks. So I just work with it, you know what I mean? And then I could have sell it afterwards. I sold it and I got some money back, you know. So stuff like that. Input duties so high, like what other things we can talk about, but me not come here to come talk about politics because me not mix up. You know what I mean? If me get into, look, if we get into politics, me not ramp. You know what I mean? And then sometimes we have to ask ourselves, like, a lot of people in St. Vincent directing their anger and frustration to the wrong people. Because look at it this way, right? We as black people need to ask ourselves, are we prepared to always be dominated? Why don't you rise up and be the dominator? Because that's how politics is, you know, and don't get twisted, you know. These politicians admire each other. See? Because these politicians are in the game of winning elections and being in power. That's their thing. And if you know anything about politics or the political class, I know a little bit. Because my granddad was a politician. My granddad was Minister of Education in 1972. He was in politics in the 70s, and then even when he left St. Vincent and he went back home, he was still a member of the party. He used to go on political platforms and speak. He was like very influential in the founding of the NDP. My granddad died recently, and he had a state official funeral where there's the police force and everything. Police pallbearer, his coffin was draped in the flag. And the former Prime Minister James Mitchell spoke at my granddad's funeral, and he even mentioned that one time my granddad refused a bribe. I remember my uncle telling me the story that back in the day, I think my granddad was member of the PPP, People's Political Party, something like that. And then the other party offered him a bribe to come on their side. I think it was like 100 grand back, and back then 100 grand was a lot of money. And they wanted to make him Prime Minister or something like that. But he refused the bribe. Yeah, I mean, he was a man of integrity. So, even if I was to go live in St. Vincent right now, you know what I mean, you know, I'm a university graduate and all, and I could get a nice cushy job from the government, I have to think, wait man, you have to have some integrity. You know? What about the people around you who not eat? What about the people around you who starving? You have to look at these things. And if you're going to vote, vote with your conscience, man. Don't just vote because you might like somebody or somebody might be a friend. Or you might be getting favors from the party. Or your ear might be okay. I remember I was listening to the radio not so long ago, and this one guy said that they have this road gang work coming out right now. And they clean everywhere else except in front of his gate because he support the opposition. You know, that's silly. There's so much things I'm hearing, like right now, so much projects going on in St. Vincent just because it's election time. They're giving people work. They're giving people all these grants. cleaning up road, and it's just disgusting to see that people will stoop so low to accept last minute gifts and menial jobs for votes. They're giving out lumber, galvanized, building materials just around election time. It's like, what does that look like? It doesn't look good, man, but if you see anything, people have a dig at you. And it's shameful, you know what I mean? Being from the island to see what's going on, and the way people take it personal and the way they behave. And like some people, like they think you should be quiet and don't say anything. But when are we as a people gonna wake up? You know what I mean? And this is why I don't really get involved in island politics, especially St. Vincent. Because people are gonna think, say, oh, because your family is from the other party, blah blah blah. And yeah, even my dad in the 1980s was once Speaker of the House of Assembly. This is why when he died, he as well had an official funeral. So, you know what I mean? I try not to get involved in politics back home for a lot of reasons. Like, I have an uncle who is affiliated to the ruling party. Me and him cool. We joke, we laugh, we talk. He do his thing, but you know what I mean? Everybody have to know what I do. But people must be realistic, and like, when people feel any pressure and they speak out, you can't be angry at them, because the guy who's making all these videos, he probably don't need to do it. A lot of people don't like him. Some say he's silly. Sometimes he might say, I don't follow him, I don't know what he says. Sometimes he might say things that might come out a kind of way. But a lot of the people who I think is taking issue with it is people who are affiliated or in some way like the ruling party, are supposed to the ruling party. So, you know what I mean? That's how it is. But black people must wake up and realize, you know, the Three Musketeers slogan, all for one and one for all, something like that. Together, united we stand, divided we fall, you know. Because how are we going to grow as a people if we keep allowing politicians to divide us? We're not going to get anywhere, you know what I mean? All the politicians, everything, them and their family live well. They might give scholarships to students to go to universities in Venezuela and Cuba, but their children come and study in England. You know what I mean? I've been fortunate enough to study in England. I mean, what happened in St. Vincent, my children are citizens in Europe. So they're going to be fine. I don't have to worry about my children with healthcare and stuff like that. But it's life, you know? What can we do? Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave it, man. So people, be more. Wake up. Like, share, subscribe. See? Tell a friend to tell a friend and tell a friend. Don't let politics get the better of you. At the end of the day, all we are one people. If you are better Vincy, have a conscience. Do the right thing. Not just for you, but for people around you. This is where I'm going to leave it, man. Be more, everybody. Have a nice day.